Lisa Williams carefully maneuvered her 7-month pregnant body to the gleaming doors of Tiny Treasures, the most upscale baby boutique in Arlington. Despite her fatigue-lined face and weathered hands, she carried herself with unmistakable dignity. Her simple cotton dress and worn cardigan contrasted sharply with the store's crystal chandeliers and marble flooring. At 38, Lisa's face told stories of hardship and resilience. She'd served 15 years in the Marine Corps before retiring, and those years had left their mark. Deep lines etched her forehead, and premature gray streaked her tightly pulled back hair. Yet her posture remained impeccable, shoulders back, chin high, a permanent reminder of her military training. She gently placed a protective hand over her swollen belly, feeling her baby kick as she consulted the carefully written shopping list in her other hand. With her husband deployed overseas, preparing the nursery fell to her alone. Each item represented a promise to her unborn child: a safe crib, soft blankets, a sturdy changing table. Lisa smiled softly as she navigated toward the premium crib section, unaware of the store manager's narrowing eyes tracking her every move. Karen Reynolds, Tiny Treasures manager of 8 years, immediately noticed Lisa entering her store. From behind the marble counter, she observed the pregnant black woman with thinly veiled suspicion. When a well-dressed white couple entered moments later, Karen rushed forward with a brilliant smile. "Welcome to Tiny Treasures. Can I help you find anything special for your little one today?" Karen gushed, completely ignoring Lisa, who was examining price tags with careful attention. Lisa noticed a disparity in treatment, but wasn't surprised. During her years in uniform, people had shown respect, but in civilian clothes, especially dressed modestly as she was today, she often became invisible, or worse, suspect. 20 minutes passed. 3 more customers entered and received Karen's enthusiastic assistance, while Lisa continued browsing alone. She compared crib safety ratings on her phone, taking notes with methodical precision, a habit from her military days when attention to detail meant survival. Finally, Karen approached, her smile tight and artificial. "Finding everything okay?" she asked, her tone suggesting otherwise. Without waiting for an answer, she added, "Our premium section starts at $1,200. Perhaps you'd like me to show you our more affordable options in the back." Lisa met Karen's gaze directly, her brown eyes steady. "I'm interested in the safest crib available regardless of price," she responded evenly. Karen's eyebrows rose slightly. "These are designer pieces," she emphasized, gesturing around. "Very exclusive." "I understand," Lisa replied, her voice calm but firm. "I've researched extensively, and your Bellingham model has the highest safety ratings. That particular crib is $2,400, Karen said loudly enough for nearby customers to hear. Watching for Lisa's reaction, Lisa didn't flinch. "Safety doesn't have a price tag when it comes to my baby." Karen's lips tightened. "Well, feel free to look, but please don't handle the floor models without assistance." She walked away, whispering something to another employee while glancing back at Lisa. Lisa continued examining the Bellingham crib, her practiced eyes assessing its construction. She'd built structures under enemy fire in Iraq. She knew quality craftsmanship when she saw it. The smooth cedar wood and reinforced corners met her standards. From across the store, Karen maintained her surveillance, repeatedly whispering to employees while pointing in Lisa's direction. The message was clear: watch her. Lisa pulled out her meticulously organized shopping list, complete with safety ratings and budget allocations. She'd saved for months, carefully setting aside her veterans' benefits to ensure her child would have the best start possible. James Liu, a young Asian-American sales associate, approached Lisa with genuine helpfulness. "That's an excellent choice," he said, noticing her interest in the Bellingham. "It exceeds all federal safety standards and converts to a toddler bed." As James began explaining the crib's features, Karen abruptly interrupted. "James, I need you at register too," she snapped, despite no customers waiting there. "I'm just helping this customer with—" James started. "Now, please," Karen insisted, her tone leaving no room for argument. James apologized to Lisa before reluctantly walking away. Karen remained, arms crossed, watching as Lisa inspected the crib's latching mechanism. Our security cameras are monitoring all floor models, Karen announced pointedly. Lisa nodded calmly. That's reassuring. Product security is important. Karen's eyes narrowed at Lisa's unflustered response. We've had issues with people damaging display items. Lisa recognized the implication, but maintained her military composure. I understand. I'm handling everything with care, just as I was trained to do. Trained? Karen scoffed. Well, whatever training you have, please remember these items are expensive. Lisa simply smiled, the same controlled smile she perfected during tense negotiations overseas. After thoroughly examining several cribs, Lisa made her decision. I'd like to purchase the Bellingham model, she told James, who had managed to return to her side. And I'll need the matching changing table. James smiled genuinely. Excellent choice. Would you like to set up delivery? Or... Karen swooped in, cutting him off again. That will be $3,600 plus tax, she announced loudly, naming a price higher than the displayed tag. Will that be possible for you today? Lisa noticed the price discrepancy, but remained composed. The listed price is $3,200, she corrected politely. Karen's smile tightened. That's before our specialty finishing charge. There's no such charge mentioned on the tag, Lisa pointed out, her voice firm but quiet. By now, several other customers had paused their shopping to observe the interaction. Karen seemed to draw energy from the audience. Perhaps you misunderstood, Karen said condescendingly. These premium items aren't typically. Well, they require proper installation by professionals. Lisa reached into her modest purse and produced a credit card. I'll pay the listed price, please. Karen took the card between two fingers as if it might contaminate her. She examined both sides with exaggerated scrutiny, then looked back at Lisa with theatrical suspicion. I'll need to verify this card, she announced loudly. We've had fraud issues recently. Lisa remained still, though her hand instinctively moved to protect her belly. The card is valid, she stated simply. Karen held the card up, turning to a nearby employee. Joanne, can you call verification on this? I'm not comfortable with it. A murmur rippled through the watching customers. Someone whispered, Is this really happening? Is there a problem with my card? Lisa asked, her military training evident in her controlled response to the provocation. Let's just say it's unusual for someone like you to be purchasing our highest-end items, Karen replied, handing the card to Joanne rather than returning it to Lisa. Someone like me? Lisa repeated, her voice dangerously quiet. I think it's best if you shop elsewhere, Karen said finally, dropping all pretense. We reserve the right to refuse service. Your car will be returned once we've verified it's not stolen. A collective gasp rose from the onlookers. One customer began recording with her phone. You're asking me to leave because I'm black, Lisa stated calmly, making it a fact rather than a question. I'm asking you to leave because you're disrupting our business, Karen snapped, gesturing toward the door. Security can escort you if necessary. Lisa stood perfectly still, her military bearing more evident than ever. The store fell silent. Lisa didn't raise her voice or lose her composure. 15 years in the Marines had taught her that the loudest person in the room was rarely the most powerful. Instead, she straightened her already perfect posture, a habit ingrained through countless formations. I will not be leaving without my credit card, Lisa stated, each word precise and measured. And I would like to speak with the owner of this establishment. Karen's cheeks flushed. I am the manager. This is my decision. Manager and owner are different positions, Lisa observed calmly. I'd like the contact information for your corporate office, please. An older woman shopping nearby nodded in approval. Another customer whispered, She's right. Karen's confidence wavered momentarily before hardening again. Fine. Wait here. She strode to the counter, whispering urgently into a phone. James approached Lisa cautiously. I'm so sorry about this, he whispered. She does this, not always this extreme, but... To black customers? Lisa finished for him. James nodded uncomfortably. I've tried reporting it, but no one listens to entry-level employees. Lisa reached into her purse and discreetly pressed a button on her phone. Has anyone documented these incidents? We're not allowed phones on the floor, James explained, and customers usually just leave embarrassed. Fortunately, Lisa said quietly, I learned in the military to gather intelligence before engaging. Karen returned, triumphantly holding a business card. Here's corporate. They'll tell you the same thing. We have discretion over who shops here. Thank you, Lisa replied, accepting the card with one hand while keeping her other hand in her purse. And my credit card, please? Karen hesitated, then reluctantly returned it. You need to leave now. Before I go, Lisa said calmly, you should know our entire conversation has been recorded. She removed her hand from her purse, revealing her phone. Including your admission to James that you routinely discriminate against black customers. Karen's face drained of color. You can't record me without permission. Virginia is a one-party consent state. Lisa replied with the confidence of someone who had navigated far more complex rules of engagement. I only needed my own permission. The standoff was interrupted by the arrival of a harried-looking man in a tailored suit. I'm David Pearson, regional manager, he announced, looking between Karen and Lisa. What seems to be the problem? Before Karen could speak, Lisa addressed him directly. Mr. Pearson, I came here today to purchase nursery furniture and was subjected to discriminatory treatment, culminating in being asked to leave and having my credit card temporarily confiscated under false fraud concerns. Karen interjected. She was behaving suspiciously, and I was protecting our business interests. By what standard was I suspicious? Lisa asked, her calm voice carrying throughout the now silent store. Pearson looked uncomfortable. Ma'am, could I see some identification, please? Just to sort this all out. Certainly. Lisa opened her wallet and handed over her ID. As she did, several cards slipped out, falling to the floor. James quickly bent to help gather them. He froze as he picked up a military ID card and a distinctive purple card. Ma'am, you dropped your... His voice trailed off as he realized what he was holding. Thank you, Lisa said, taking the cards, but not before Pearson and several customers caught sight of them. You're a Marine? Pearson asked, his tone shifting immediately. Lisa nodded once. 15 years. Retired as a master sergeant. Another card had fallen face up on the floor. Her Purple Heart recipient identification. A nearby customer gasped audibly upon seeing it. She has a Purple Heart, someone whispered, and the murmur spread through the store. Karen's face had gone from pale to ashen. I had no idea. That shouldn't matter, Lisa interrupted firmly. My military service doesn't make me more deserving of respectful treatment than any other customer. James stepped forward, visibly nervous but determined. Mr. Pearson, this isn't an isolated incident. Ms. Reynolds regularly profiles black customers. She tells us to follow them around the store and makes it difficult for them to make returns. Other employees, seeing James's courage, began to nod. She told me last week not to help certain customers because they never buy anything anyway, added a young female employee. Karen spluttered, That's not, I never. I have evidence, Lisa stated calmly, holding up her phone. And apparently, so do your employees. Pearson looked stricken, glancing between his manager and the decorated veteran standing before him, her pregnancy making the situation even more appalling. I believe this speaks for itself, Lisa said calmly, pressing play on her phone's recording app. Karen's voice filled the store. We've had fraud issues recently. It's unusual for someone like you to be purchasing our highest-end items. I think it's best if you shop elsewhere. Lisa stopped the recording. There's more, including conversations I overheard between Ms. Reynolds and her staff about watching me and comments about my appearance. Pearson's professional demeanor cracked. Ms. Williams, on behalf of our company, I am deeply sorry. This behavior does not reflect our values or policies. Karen attempted damage control. I was just being cautious. We've had shoplifting incidents. Was I shoplifting? Lisa asked pointedly. Well, no, but... Was I damaging merchandise? No, but your appearance. My appearance? Lisa challenged. You mean my race? Or perhaps my modest clothing? Which part justified your treatment? Karen had no answer. An older white woman stepped forward from the crowd of customers. I've shopped here for years for my grandchildren, but I've noticed how differently the staff treats people. I never said anything. Her voice broke. I'm sorry. Another customer joined in. I was here last month and saw similar treatment toward a black couple. I should have spoken up. James turned to Pearson. Several employees have tried reporting this, sir. HR never follows up. Lisa addressed everyone present. This isn't just about me. It's about a pattern that affects countless people who don't happen to have recordings or military credentials to back them up. Pearson nodded gravely. Ms. Reynolds, please collect your personal belongings. You're suspended pending investigation. Turning to Lisa, he added, we would be honored to fulfill your purchase at a substantial discount. Lisa shook her head. I don't want special treatment. I want systemic change. Train your staff. Review your hiring practices. Create clear reporting channels for discrimination. Yes, absolutely, Pearson agreed quickly. Would you be willing to consult with us on implementing those changes? That, Lisa said with her first genuine smile since entering the store, is an offer I'll accept. 2 weeks later, Lisa returned to Tiny Treasures. The atmosphere was noticeably different. James, now promoted to assistant manager, greeted her warmly. Ms. Williams, welcome back. Your furniture was delivered yesterday, correct? Lisa nodded. Perfect timing. My husband returns from deployment next week, just in time to help set everything up. We've made some changes I think you'll appreciate, James said, leading her through the store. New signage displayed a clear anti-discrimination policy. Lisa noticed the staff was more diverse, and customers of all backgrounds were receiving attentive service. Corporate fast-tracked our inclusion training, James explained. They're implementing it company-wide, and the reporting system you suggested is already in place. Lisa observed a young black couple being assisted respectfully by a sales associate who previously had followed Karen's lead. Before leaving, Lisa spoke to the assembled staff. In the Marines, we learned that one person can change an entire unit's culture. What happened here wasn't just about one manager. It was about a system that enabled her. Your willingness to change that system matters. As Lisa walked out, a customer stopped her. Excuse me, weren't you the Marine who stood up to that manager? My sister's in the service too. Thank you for what you did. This story reminds us that respect isn't earned through uniforms or medals, but deserved by all. Military values of integrity and courage serve beyond the battlefield. Have you witnessed someone standing against discrimination? Share your thoughts on respecting veterans and expecting equal treatment for everyone in our community.